Hello, hello, hello. Greetings to everyone in Trinidad and the Internet of Things. Good long day, evening, wherever you are on the internet or wherever you are in Trinidad. This is Ray. We're back in the building, Livewire Media. We are here this evening with a different focus than the first two videos. I mean, you know, we had Setwire, the board of Setwire's fitness systems before, and also the very enterprising Katie Hakim in our second interview, which was more or less of a marketing push on digital media through Excite Digital Media Services. Now today, we're going to do something that is a little bit different, but it's very common practice to all of us. You know, a very big thing in anybody's life is diet, exercise, food, right? Without these things, we as human beings cannot function, we cannot live, and subsequently, our quality of life is always impacted by this. So, to more or less have this point driven home and more or less to clear up certain understandings and to more or less give us a whole new light on this topic. With me this evening, we have someone of social media and Facebook fame already. Yes, folks, I'm sure some of you all know this smile. I'm sure some of you all know this person. We have Didi the TriniRD. Did I get that correct? Hello, good evening.
No, the TriniRD.
Well,
it's Didi the Trini. But yeah, it used to be RD because I was like registered dietitian, and then when I got my master's, it was dietitian nutritionist. So I just kind of put DN instead of switched it.
It was doctor of nutrition almost. So
that's actually a good name for me though.
Correct.
I like that. But yeah, no.
In the realm of dietetics and stuff, right? I mean, basically, at a master's level degree, there is basically the
A doctor.
Yeah, doctor of it, yes.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, to go back and study again, that would be like a.
Once your brain is
to get a doctorate, it would be a big sort of,
Once your brain is active, anything is possible. So, ma'am, good evening from my studio. Well, basically the other side of my studio because people know what the other set looks like, right? So, Didi, tell us about yourself and who are you and what do you do?
Okay, that's a big background to go through. Basically, I'm a lot of things. So I can start off by saying, I'm a dietitian, nutritionist, and healthcare professional. And that's the base of everything that I do, because everything that I do falls underneath that. So I started back in I think I created my Facebook page in 2010. That was a long time ago. And that was like when I first started to do my degree, and then I started to post like health tips, advice, because I was doing my degree in nutrition and dietetics. And then my passion grew for nutrition and understanding how much lifestyle and food and what you eat impacts your health. So after that, I started to do, I did my diploma, I became a dietitian, and then I went to do my master's so that I could basically broaden my horizons. And I started to do videos, and then they went viral, and started to do advertising on social media and be like a brand ambassador. And then after I got some experience internationally working for a private company in Bermuda last year, and then when I came back, I was like, why don't I just...
You didn't have to pass by the triangle, right? No disappearances, no CMOS.
Exactly.
Right?
No, thankfully not. But yeah, I have heard of... I mean, they don't pass there anymore because of the disappearances. So the Bermuda Triangle.
They don't pass it because of a very strong magnetic field, which will disrupt instruments. So that's one point to more or less note on the scientific side of things instead of the, how shall I say, folklore.
Right. So then after that, basically, I was like, why don't I do this myself in terms of have my own consultancy? So that's when I launched, I started to work on programs, and I officially launched them back in November 2019, and then Didi's Nutrition Consultancy was born. And I also have books. Let me just find them. 2 books. Simple, quick and easy, and chocolate recipes, and they're on Amazon if you guys want to get them. And or if you're in Trinidad and you want to get them, you can always contact me on my business number. It's unavailable on Facebook if you want to know. So this one is basically healthy recipes, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And this one is just purely chocolate because I am a very tiny chocolate addict.
So as well as being a registered dietitian, you also a registered sweet tooth.
Yeah. I love dark chocolate, and again, it has a lot of antioxidants and a lot of good benefits. So I just started to brainstorm a lot of different recipes, and they worked for me. So I just created a booklet out of it.
It's funny you should talk about dark chocolate because I know of a place, two places where a lot of cocoa beans are either turned into different recipes, different concoctions. Have you ever been to Mariposa? Okay, Mariposa apparently is a restaurant slash resident cocoa house up in Lupino where they have
Okay.
a small cocoa estate. And a lot of beans are dried, processed, and made into different things. So there's actually a restaurant that specializes in chocolate dishes,
Wow.
right? So there are different meats that have a kind of chocolate glaze on it. There's chocolate that you can buy to grate to make cocoa. There's other chocolate that you use more or less for like baking, in case we're making cookies, right?
Right, right.
They basically infuse many things with chocolate up there. And I mean, the thing about it is, I've had some of this stuff already from a friend of mine who has migrated abroad.
Mm-hmm.
In her case, she got some from, there's one down in Mendez, Trace and Sapphire, if you know what that is, right? Mendez Village. Trust me, there's cocoa everywhere. There are supplies that are plenty. So
Right.
since we more or less have the background down in terms of where this all come from, right? How did it
Mm-hmm.
feel to you and what made you decide to pursue it?
I actually didn't know what I wanted to do at all. I mean, when I was younger, I had like international experience growing up because we lived in China for like 5 years.
Mhm.
And so when I came back to Trinidad, I felt so limited in terms of what I could have done. So the science field was the only thing that was available in terms of pursuing anything from what I did abroad to here. So when I did that, it was honestly just a fluke sort of situation where mom put it as one of my choices, the second choice, and I got through for it. And it was only when I first started nutrition and dietetics that the passion grew. So it was only because of the experience I had through the degree that I realized that, my interest is there and I really enjoy it. And then I started to grow from there and develop.
But
So
like,
honestly, at start, I had no idea.
but in some cases, like most people who more or less gravitate towards something because it's something that they either grew up with, like in my case, I love cars. It's always been a part of my makeup for anyone who knows me. So from baby to now and probably till the day I leave this planet, there'll always be something automobile associated with me, right?
Right.
So generally speaking, this field basically gravitated towards you because of more or less the impetus or the effort that you put behind it, and then more or less since you began to develop it, you began to have a love for it. Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's because growing up as well, I had a lot of skinny and fat stages.
I
So I
have.
was pretty chubby when I was like, going into my teens, like maybe around 10, 11, 12.
Mhm.
Um, and it was only when I went to China and I just was like, I didn't like how I felt. I didn't like that I wasn't as productive as I could have been. And I just felt really sluggish and lazy. And so I started to change the way that I ate. I started to exercise and go into a lot of activities in school. So maybe it's because of that that mom also thought that, that would be a good avenue for me to go into, because growing up as well, I took it upon myself to make those changes on my own. And then I saw the progress because I started to lose weight and, slim down and whatever by 14 and 15. And then I maintained that, health throughout. I mean, there were little ins and outs because when I came back, it was like, a whole culture shock again in terms of readjusting to Form 6, which was horrible. But yeah, I think the passion was always there, but I just didn't know until I actually, you know, dove into the degree.
14 seems to be the miracle number for most people because I had my skinny fat phase about 3 times in my life already. Right now, I'm in
Mm,
the second renaissance phase where I'm more or less going back to like my teenage size, even though
right.
I'm 37 years old. So the thing is, generally, I was round as a kid. I mean, food has always been a thing in this house, right? I mean, my family cookouts, Sunday lunch, generally speaking, the Trini meal and the Trini table at Sunday
Right.
or even any holiday, right? Food has always been a premium here. growing up. So generally speaking, yes, I was round. I was barrel shaped at one point, and then generally speaking, I kind of got a fed up of it. But the first time when I lost weight, I actually had an infection in my stomach that made me shrink
Oh,
because I got a high fever. I could not eat, and
yeah.
I basically shrank to almost nothing. So imagine
Oh, that's
I
dangerous.
went from 252 pounds to 151 pounds in like a month.
Ugh. Hmm.
What are some of the misconceptions that are generally found when it comes to nutrition and dietetics in this country from your point of view?
Every single thing.
Oh,
Like, if you look at anything, there's always a misconception because people are just saying things without having any sort of background information to support it. Like, I mean, so many things that I've heard, I just don't understand how you could think these things.
what have you heard?
It's like, okay, there's so many things on the internet, right? And everybody's just trying to sell you something.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that they do it is that they get into your mind and make you think that you need to buy this product, you need to buy this supplement, you need to buy this whatever it is in order to see this result. But it's not ever going to equal this result. And it's just that, and it's just for sale purposes and it's just marketing purposes. And all of that is so unnecessary, honestly. And the misconception purely about diet and lifestyle. Like when you think of diets, people just think, oh no, restrictions and I can't eat this and I can't eat that. And that's not really what it's about because it's same as all of the different diet trends like keto and
Hashtag
and
keto diet. It works, people. And if I didn't again, keto diet works, right?
intermittent
I mean,
fasting.
I may not be
Um,
a dietitian, but it works. Continue.
intermittent fasting, no carb, that's well as keto. Paleo diet, South Beach diet, like all these other things. Honestly, it's just not necessary for a healthy person to do like restrict themselves to this level. And if you are trying to lose weight or live a healthier lifestyle, you don't need to restrict yourself unless you have an illness that prevents you from eating certain things like a specific food allergy, or like if you have a specific disease like or kidney failure or something like that, then of course you may have to limit certain things that will affect your body negatively. But if you're overall in good health and it's just that you want to lose weight, why do you have to go into these restrictions? Most of the times, these restrictions damage your organs, make you feel like crap because you go through these stages and your moods and everything, and it just hurts your body so much. It just doesn't make sense, and it's all a product. It's all something that somebody's selling you to say, okay, this is the only way.
I
But you
think
don't have to do that.
I think the fad programs that exist in terms of the ones where okay, drink this skinny water and you'll feel better,
Yeah,
or have
or
these.
like a juice diet, like juice, juice, juice only. What?
But the thing is, I mean, even so much in the realm of even taking in healthy things, there's only so much your body needs. And the thing about it is how the body works, at least to my understanding of it. Whatever the body needs, it will use, and the rest it will dump. Right?
Most of the time, yeah.
So, I mean, some people over supplement in terms of, like, I know a person took almost 3,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day.
Oh my gosh.
You don't need so much. You're just going to be.
Unless they like have some sort of issue, like health issue wise, their body can't absorb it or they're losing too much. And, you have to have some sort of issue to be overdosing yourself like that.
I believe there's a disconnect between people's fundamental understanding of what their body actually needs and then go to somebody who can actually tell them what they need. Because
Exactly. Credibility in the words that are coming out of these people is like, and if it's out there on social media, lots of people just believe what they hear and word of mouth or what they see. They don't. I don't know why they don't question it. Like I feel like they need to question it a little bit more.
well,
And
fundamentally from psychology, people buy into things that sound good to them. It may not be
right,
absolute fact, but the thing about it is because to their psychology, it sounds okay. This kind of makes sense. Like for example,
yeah,
I remember one person once told a guy, "Yes, you can actually hold fire in your hand because the fires are molecules happen at a certain frequency. Your skin can also resonate at that same frequency if you focus on the fire won't do you anything." I'm like, it also oxidizes, hence the reason why you're going to get burnt, right? So good luck with that, unless you're holding something that's fireproof to be able to
Yeah.
that flaming stuff. So,
I just think misconceptions wise, every single thing usually is a misconception. Everything that I hear, there's so many things on a daily basis that I have to clear up with my clients to make sure that, they understand and they're on the right track in terms of their health, because once they hear things outside and they listen to those things, it hinders the process, and it's just not necessary to do these things at all.
so if I may ask, what is Didi's approach in terms of dealing with clients, or more or less giving the word in terms of what a person should follow in order to more or less reinstate that balance for what they do need?
Right. Well, I have different programs to target different needs, right? The first one is Shape Me Didi. That includes a holistic approach. So that is healthy eating, well, healthy cooking sessions one-on-one. So we prepare healthy meals. So it's basically, I try to do everything individualized. So I would be with the client virtually because of COVID. Everything is virtual, right? And we would prepare whatever they like, whatever they want. And I just try to help them prepare it in a healthy way, or we come up with new ideas of how they could prepare it, but it'll still taste good, look the same and everything. It's just that, you might use less oil, or you might grill instead of fry, so there are different methods that you could probably try to cook healthy, basically, and we do that. There's the exercise sessions one-on-one, which is for an hour long virtually again. So I do individualized sessions and basically tailor the routines to suit the person without equipment. I have the grocery shopping tour. That's to come up with a healthy grocery shopping list, go through the aisles. That's the only one that is in person, but it can be done virtually. But again, in person is better in terms of going through the aisles, holding products, identifying nutrition facts label, explaining the ingredients, coming up with like balancing meals, discussing what products works for them and what doesn't work based on their specific needs. And then I have the nutrition counseling aspect, which is focused on creating healthy habits, going through their history, likes, dislikes, food preferences, and they get meal plans, recipes, and health advice with that. And they also have daily communication. So that's Shape Me Didi. So that's the holistic approach. That's everything that I could possibly do with the client. Then I have the diabetic one, Beat the Sweet with Didi. And that's again virtual, but it's more like a presentation based session. So it's more for newly diagnosed persons who have diabetes, either pre-diabetic, diabetic, or gestational diabetes with pregnancy. And it's just to clear up again misconceptions, go through exactly what diabetes is and how they could manage it through lifestyle changes, answer the questions that they have, and definitely help them through their lifestyle to better manage their blood sugar levels. And then I have the last one, which is the most popular. And that's just purely focused on the lifestyle changes, which is the nutrition counseling package. So that is 3 sessions for the month virtually, and daily communication. With those sessions, you get the meal plans, recipes, health advice, and tips. So everything is tailored to the person. And I'm not like the type to say, okay, eat this, eat that, don't eat this, don't do that. I always incorporate whatever it is the person wants in their diet, but just teaches them about balancing meals and like how to incorporate it into the day so that it's not going to be impacting their health in a negative way. And with that, yeah.
On that point, so a popular one that I hear it from most people, because as I'm into fitness and more or less, well, the thing about it is, generally speaking, keto works for me because of the approach that I needed in order to drop weight, right? I would say I cannot advise holistically for someone in terms of what they may need because I'm not a dietitian, right? But the thing is, most times where I've seen people fail in terms of their eating, it usually comes down to the preference of more or less because they observe the eating pattern as something as counterintuitive, in the sense that a lot of times people will try to eat, right, healthily, meaning they'll try to balance their plate normally. Some of this, some of that, some of the other. Less on the fry, less of the carbohydrates, right? Or some carbohydrates. But at the same time, the thing is, psychologically, a lot of people tend to want the instant reward, right? So what happens is that they may eat so, and I have first-hand knowledge of this. I see this with a few people who I work out with. They will eat it for 3 weeks, not see any change, get depressed, and then go back on the cheesecake. Go back on.
That's the thing. So again, like, okay, for example, with that, right? When I do assessments and I go through the whole history, background, and everything, and the client and we work together to create healthier habits. So usually they think that they're doing the right thing, but there are so many little basic underlines to the day that they don't do, and sometimes it's like, again, with the misconceptions, why do you think you're doing something good? Just because, okay, you might think that you're reducing fries or something with a meal, or you're reducing your carbs or something like that. And it's like, the thing is, it's more about the entire day. It's like, I look at the bigger picture in terms of your entire lifestyle. Because yes, it is about what you eat, but it's also about your stress levels during the day. It's also about your sleeping patterns during the day. It's also about your water intake. It's also about your work life and your home life and everything. Like, there's so many different factors that will affect and hinder your your health goal, you from reaching your health goal. So that's why it's so important that I dive into their background so that I could help them better understand. Because again, with my programs, the aim and the ultimate goal is lifestyle forever. So they never think that they're restricted. They understand how they could incorporate everything they like without it impacting them negatively, and they will always see their result. It takes some time though, so that's why I usually do like 3 months with a person throughout the program, so that the healthy habits that they develop and the concepts that they understand, they're able to work better with it. And every week or every day, we do daily, what do I call it? Daily stars. So it's like, I try to encourage and see, like, motivate them and see like where exactly, they're having struggles with throughout the day. They could also message me if they have any questions, stuff like that. So I provide more like a support system to help them to reach to their health goal through the package.
Oh, I see. Because
Yeah,
generally speaking, I mean, it took me a year and 3 months to lose my weight, which is 121
right.
pounds, right?
That's a lot of weight to lose.
I had to, I mean, I took a picture, a friend of mine took a picture of me on work at lunchtime because we usually sometimes record stuff, just shenanigans. And I saw like 3 chins. I'm like, yo, 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 time out. No, this cannot be. I cannot see next year looking like this. And I had a checkup at the same time with my doctor. And my doctor is like, hey, you're too young to have, this size and, you know, this lifestyle that you have. I mean, you have to monitor your stress, blood pressure problems are real. Your father has high blood pressure. You have
Yeah,
get secondary hypertension because of it. I mean, even though you may not show it now, right? And the thing about it is, I want to be able to see you, get older and be healthy. So I took the heat from her in that sense, and then at the same time from Dr. Eric Berg. Now, back in the day, I did do Atkins that once to knock off some weight, and I mean, the allure of Atkins always seemed to be for most people. I get to eat meat, I get to eat cheese, I get to eat eggs, I get to eat
yeah,
all
it's high fat again,
hmm
and meat and protein and all that.
they more or less give the credence to more or less correct insulation and to hear me insulation. I'm talking about electricity. Insulin resistance corrective measures in order to more or less stem the rate at which a person might more or less rely on carbohydrates for fuel and then more or less switch it to fat. And then through ketosis, and you basically start to use the fat as a fuel, your body begins to draw on it for the energy that you need.
But it's not good, because again, it's like you are making your body function as a diabetic.
Mhm. But this, as a diabetic, by using fat.
Yes.
Mhm. But if you are in an area or a zone where you have excess sugar already in your system, which is already deposited throughout your body,
Right, so it's dangerous because again, ketoacidosis is also a thing where it's like, ugh,
that
I
occurs.
just,
It occurs over the percentage of how you more or less manage this diet in terms of the degree to which you produce ketones to the point of where your body concentration turns to that. Yes. Hence the reason why most keto diets, I mean, at least from what Berg postulates, you have a balance within, because it's not to say you totally eliminate carbohydrates. There is an induction phase where the carbohydrates will be nil, right? I mean, I understand that. But it's not to say your total life in forward.
and if you look at any food pyramid,
Uh,
at the base,
mhm.
carbohydrates, because you need it in your diet, you need it for your brain to function. There's no way that a healthy diet diet, because I don't do restrictive anything, would
Mhm.
ever tell you to eliminate carbohydrates from your life.
Now, just as a point
And
of,
that's why it is always short term.
Mhm.
Because again, too much fat in your diet could increase your cholesterol levels and increase your risk for heart disease.
Thank God we live in the tropics where there's sun every day to help metabolize it into vitamin D. Well, certain amount. Certain, I'm not making
Exactly.
just a certain amount. Now, my from what I've at least from what I've from my own research and my own fundamental understanding of things, I mean it can always be clarified. In some talks with Seth Wayo, the food pyramid apparently was altered in the 1950s to more or less
Hmm.
reverted to what we see as modern day, right? In terms of how the food groups are altered, because apparently pre 1950, the base of your pyramid was more meat than anything else. Meat, denser proteins, right? And then,
Okay, but we're in 2020. But anyway, okay.
well, no, I understand, but I mean,
There's so many different food pyramids as well. I mean,
hmm
there are tons and tons of food pyramids, and the best one is obviously the most researched to be best is the Mediterranean diet,
hmm
which has the activity at the bottom and with water, and then you have your carbs and all you're going way up,
hmm hmm
veggies and fruits, and making sure you get lean meats.
hmm
It's all about balancing, honestly. And again, restrictive diets are not, I don't promote it because it does more harm than good. And if you want fast weight loss, again, obviously the restrictive diets would be your best friend in terms of seeing results.
Well,
But
a year and a half of salads and meats has not seemed restrictive for me. And I mean, I've gotten
yeah.
a little of, well, at first, obviously, because you're switching your way from what you're accustomed to what you do now, there is adjustment. There is sometimes delay and frustration. But beyond that, when you actually begin to feel better, at least from my personal experience, I mean, what I've gone,
Hmm. Hmm.
I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for somebody else too, because I mean, there may be some people who may be able to even take it a step further, right? And carry that level. They may adapt that lifestyle for a longer time. Whereas some people may just do a month and I can't do this anymore. I'm done. And they
Well,
don't.
yeah, because it's not good.
Well,
But again, remember the weight loss journey, you lost a lot of weight very quickly, and that was your goal.
well, not
I don't do that. I lose
a year and three.
1 or 2 pounds. That is, yes, it is still because my aim is 1 or 2 pounds every week because that is the healthy body fat loss.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to exceed that and cause any damage to organ health or anything like that. Again, if you don't have any precondition like health issues or anything like that to monitor, then that's probably why it works, and it works for you. It might work for other people too, but in the long run, the quality of your life, you're just gonna eat salads and meats all the time, and like people don't want to do that. Sometimes, you don't have to restrict yourself in that way. You could still eat everything, but it's just um, how you have it, what you have it with, balancing your day, making sure that you know the quality of your life. You have to be happy. You have to be a happier, healthier version of yourself, and that's what I want for everyone.
So
I don't
that
want them to feel like they have to eliminate things from their diet at any point.
so that is how you would say your approach would differ mostly to other people's approach in terms of presenting that way of life. In terms of
Yeah, because again, there are weight loss injections too. There are weight loss pills. There are weight loss, so many different things. But it's honestly up to the individual. Did I lose you? Okay. Up to the individual.
like
But at some point, I mean, when you try all of these restrictive fat things and you get tired of it, you get tired of putting back on the weight, you get tired of being so restricted, you get tired of feeling like crap, you get tired of trying things that just not work out for you, not working out at all. So again, my focus is on persons who value their health, value their quality of life, and want to live healthier and happier without restrictions, without feeling like they have to eliminate things, and just thinking of long term. Like they're doing this forever. And the habits that we develop, it's things that they choose to develop together with me, like, discussing it. And they are able to stick with it because they chose to do it. It's just that I help them along the journey. And by the support system as well that I provide, it helps them as well. So that's the whole thing, to make sure that they could long term they could see the results.
So, in your view, what are the mechanisms involved, or what are the processes involved for healthy lifestyle?
Again, there's a lot of things because again, everything that you do affects your health. A lot of things, a lot of things. I can't narrow it down,
Hmm.
but the very basics I think would be sleep. Very, very important. Again, you are a human being.
Are you
You
sure?
need a certain amount.
Are you sure I'm human? Because I hardly sleep and function like anything.
Right. But again, you have to be aware of, the chronic diseases that could come because of that.
Hmm.
So if you put too much pressure on your body in terms of lack in sleep, you are going to see either increased blood pressure, sugar, or it's going to damage your organs because that's mainly the time when your body's repairing itself.
Hmm.
So basic sleep, hydration is something that I see everyone lacking in. Keeping hydrated. It's like water, a vital part of life. We are supposed to be made up of like 55 to 77% water.
Hmm.
And we have to drink enough in order to, survive. But a lot of the times we don't. We tend to drink other things that don't fulfill our bodies in a good way. And
I know somebody who
that's
drinks soda every day religiously, and she says that the soda is 90% water and 10% sugar and coloring. I'm like, just drink the water.
Yeah, I mean, if you like flavored things, flavor it yourself. Just slice up your favorite fruit, slice up your favorite veggies, put it in the water, and have that. It tastes really nice. Leave
Especially
it in the fridge and.
water is partially soup.
What?
You just have to boil it and put other things on it. It's basically soup. I mean, I know some
What?
people infuse water like with vegetables too, but I always found it different. I'm like, just boil the thing and add seasonings and call it soup one time.
That's so different to what I. That is so different. What? That is so different. It's like you just have a jug with the sliced favorite things and even mint leaves and whatever, and you leave it in the fridge and you just fill from it, and that will add a really nice flavor. So
Yes.
water and sleep, two very important things. I think that I press a lot with clients.
Mhm.
Um, and also doing checks for like pressure, sugar, and cholesterol because those are the three things that you really don't feel any signs and symptoms for, but you might have it, because you just have not tested it in a long time. And usually when they test it, it's something is high, and I'm like, oh, we have to, focus on this
Well,
because again,
sorry.
no, that's fine.
No, we all. But generally speaking, blood pressure is a bit of a misnomer because there are certain tribes in Africa that apparently live with high blood pressure constantly, and their diet. I mean, outwardly, when you look at these people, I mean, they're more muscular than so many people who even go up for like bodybuilding competitions and whatnot. So, I mean, a lot.
Again, we're talking about, the larger population, not a minute group, because wherever you are, they probably adapted to their environment based on their conditions,
Mm-hmm.
right? So talking about regular humans and
They are.
working
They just have to live on another continent under different conditions, albeit. Right.
different conditions, and you don't know like their lifestyle and what they have to do and everything. It's just a
Well,
small snippet of them.
collective approaches to medicine has always had variable understandings in terms of, okay, you've always heard that BMI is kind of controversial in some cases, and some professionals don't go by BMI as a guide. Then
Right.
genetics.
I use body composition assessment. So I
Mhm.
have a machine that measures body fat, muscle, bone, BMI,
Oh, you don't do
weight.
you don't do the caliper test.
That's more for athletes,
Hmm. I'm an
for the
athlete,
skin.
but I'm an athlete.
But no, yeah, no, that's more for athletes. And it's like pinching of the skin. This makes clients this is very uncomfortable. And that's only for and maybe bodybuilders. Like if you really want to measure the amount of fat under your skin, then you would use a caliper. But the BIA machine that I have, it focuses more on what I want to focus on, which is on making sure that their body fat goes down.
Mhm.
You know, because again, a regular scale will just tell you weight.
Yes.
That's not going to tell you if your muscle mass went up, which is fantastic. It's not going to tell you that. It's not going to tell you if your fat went down. It's not going to tell you if your body is more hydrated.
Mhm.
So again, a regular scale, is very difficult to rely on, and the BIA machine is better, I think, a full body composition assessment.
So generally speaking, if you were to give somebody advice in order to go into this field, what would you tell them as a guide if someone wishes to go into this field?
I mean, I
Mhm.
love what I do. This
Mhm.
is a very difficult field because, again, that's why I don't work public, because I hated how I was treated in the public sector
Mhm.
through my diploma, and it was just a really bad experience, and I just did not want to work in the public sector. So I mostly worked private.
Mhm.
Again, it's a battle in terms of hierarchy and people understanding what you do and why they need you, because in Trinidad, people just think doctors, pharmacy, doctors. They don't understand that, hey, lifestyle changes could actually help you to overcome your issue, your health issue, whether if it's a chronic disease.
Mhm.
You know, so it's a very difficult field to get into in terms of to push and to help persons with their health. If you really are passionate about it, then yes, go for it. But if you don't have a drive, oh
Mhm.
my gosh, it will be crazy for you to go into this field. I would not recommend it. Definitely do what you're passionate about, because I was not employed in terms of being a dietitian in the public sector ever.
Mhm.
And I was just rolling around private facilities. So it was a real struggle at the beginning after getting my master's to
Mhm.
get employment or to pursue what I wanted to pursue. So that's why I kind of did it on my own. I was like, why not? Why don't I do this? But again, you have to be passionate about it, and you have to have a drive. So if you're not passionate about it, find your passion. Definitely find what makes you happy on the inside, because that's really what matters at the end of the day. You have to love what you do, because then it just makes no point in doing it. It makes no sense. And once you like helping others with their health and their wellness, then yeah, sure, then it's something that you should go into. But if not, if you don't have a drive, you don't have a passion, don't do it.
So 2020 technically would be the 10th year of your brand. Am I correct?
I think so. If I was correct, I officially like created a page. It wasn't called anything. I think it was called many names, like Nutrition Secrets and like the dietitian Didi or some other crazy name. It was only like maybe after the masters,
Yes.
um 2017, that I changed it to Didi the TriniRD, and then that's when everything went viral with videos and stuff like that. Because I never used to post videos before. It was just like picture posts or like health tips. So it wasn't really popular back then. And it was
Mhm.
only through the videos, and yeah, officially from then. And then I registered the business, I think in 2018,
Mhm.
2018, around there, yeah.
So you can say, in a sense, the enthusiasm and the building towards it has been 10 years, but the actual DDD brand itself is probably
Yeah,
about 2 or 3 years old.
yeah.
Not to worry, I see many more of it to come. Just give it. We all are work in progress, right? And I mean,
Mhm.
nothing that is good ever comes overnight. It takes time, and
It takes time to build, definitely, because again, whatever you're surrounded with will either, hinder your process or help you towards it. So definitely, whoever you talk to in your group and whatever you keep around, your energy is very important.
mm-hmm.
Because if I had more support in terms of, persons to help me to reach to this point, maybe I could have gotten here faster. You never know. But again, the process is the process, and you can't like change things or try to to push whatever you want to push. Whenever the time is right, it will happen. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
So I think what I will do for the channel, right, is
Uh-huh.
We would probably plan some DD talks over time, some short little tidbits, right?
Okay.
Let's give on the channel from time to time, give people exposure in terms of what you're doing and what people may be doing associated with you, right? Because
Right.
I plan to put basically, and this is a bonus, I will take on one of your programs to more or less highlight on my channel in terms of my own personal development.
Right.
Because I tend to do some things racing wise, and I've been already charting my way to there. So this would be
Right.
the icing on the cake, you know,
Mm-hmm.
alongside the chocolate recipes. I'll have a book. Right, so Didi, on the informal side of things now, generally speaking, so tell us a little more about the fun side of Didi, right? In terms of like, any hobbies, anything that you do for fun, there are things that you like, your dislikes, yada yada.
Well, what should I say? I mean, I have two doggies. I love them so much. I have my nephew now who I love so much.
He looks just
And huh?
he looks just like Ronald. He looks like a baby
Yeah.
Ronald, like all the time.
It's true. His facial expression is so cute. Um, I liked writing recipe books. I mean, I think my hobby is actually my work, if
Mhm.
that makes sense, because I love to build whatever it is and I'm doing. So doing my videos, being the brand ambassador for other things with myself, and building my website and just creating things to help the brand and to help to push health and wellness, going on live chats, doing my Didi's Kitchen Madness videos. All of that is basically my hobby because I love doing them and I love helping others and through my platform. So
Well,
it's so rewarding to do those things.
Livewire's resident cooking chef, which is Timothy Edward Hardy. I hope he's listening, right? I think he should probably join you for one of those if Mr. Hardy's willing,
Okay.
right? But I mean, that'll be a post-COVID something because, generally right
Right.
now, I mean, unless, there's an act of God or more or less an act of
Mm.
science, yeah, we're going to be basically isolated for a little bit of time to go.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
At this point, we'll have the monologue and then the rapid fire questions afterwards, which are only five.
Okay.
So take it away, monologue.
All right. Hi guys, what's up? It's your girl Didi, and I just wanted to say that health is wealth, and you guys have to understand that lifestyle changes are the way to go. I have my nutrition consultancy available right now, and because of COVID, everything is online, so it's really easy to reach me. I also have my recipe booklist. If you guys want to check it out, you can always contact me on my Facebook page, or you could WhatsApp me. My number is 480-5380, and Didi's Nutrition Consultancy is here to help you reach your health goal through lifestyle changes. No restrictive diets, no pills, no supplements, no weight loss gimmicks. And it's all about you and helping you to create a healthier, happier version of yourself. Thank you. Remember, eat healthy, stay healthy, be happy.
So I will now have the rapid fire question. So, rapid fire question number one. Are you ready? Is the lady ready? Drum roll, please. Okay, okay, first rapid fire question. Doubles or cheesecake or both at the same time?
What? None. But no, if I had to choose, cheesecake.
Timothy, did you just say no cheesecake? I was almost about to get a heart attack there right about in a second. Oh my god.
If you had chocolate in there, that would be an easier one, obviously chocolate.
Who has doubles and chocolate at the same? I mean, I don't get the doubles and chocolate.
Who has doubles and cheesecake at the same time? What? Is that a thing?
I mean, there's savory and then sweet at the end. It works.
Okay, very interesting.
I'll really cut off the first one. Okay, second question. Vacationing by the beach or vacationing in the mountains?
Ooh. Both. Can I say both?
You cannot have both. You have only,
Why?
you have one. Because remember, this is lifestyle. Health.
But I love both.
Oh, you like both?
Yeah, because the beach, I love the ocean, but I love hikes as well and being out there. It's awesome.
Okay, the only place where I can see you can have the two is that place in Shodo where the mountain actually leads to the ocean.
Exactly, yeah. So let's do both.
Okay, so yeah, she can see a little bit of both there. Okay, third question. Third question. If you had to eat any food for the rest of your life and you wouldn't gain weight, and it's the only food you can have forever, what would it be and why?
Chocolate.
Chocolate does not make everything better.
It makes everything better. Dark chocolate is the best thing ever.
The day somebody brings chocolate toothpaste out, then I'll believe you. But till that time, I don't think that, no, that's not going to help.
Dark chocolate is the best thing ever. That is my ultimate guilty pleasure.
My ultimate guilty pleasure, if I have to be honest. That and pork. Okay, fourth question. So, the world is a diverse place, and the world is also full of many traditions, many cultures, and many, many, many types of food. If there's any dish in the world that you would have again, what would it be?
But I haven't tasted everything in the world yet. How would I know?
China copies everything.
China had a lot of different dishes, but I mean, I would have to travel the world first. All of the countries, taste all of their amazing dishes, and then tell you. But curry duck is my favorite thing ever. So let's just.
I'm gone. This woman just said curry duck. Out of everything.
Yeah, curry duck. Yeah, curry duck is the best thing ever.
I need a pill.
My dad cooks it on the choha, and it is absolutely amazing.
There's nobody who cooks better curry duck than this guy. Right?
Really?
Ask Ronald. Ronald and Rennie have had my cooking. Right? They had my Jira. They had Jira pork from me already. I didn't get a chance to do duck, but this guy can't put on. Trust me. I know the way to somebody's heart is in their stomach. Don't let them fool
right.
Right. Giving pizza and whatnot. No, food is food. We all know this. The last question: KFC in Trinidad, KFC in Canada, KFC in the UK, KFC in China, KFC in Japan, KFC in Australia. If you could not have KFC in Trinidad anymore, that is, if you eat KFC.
I don't eat KFC.
Doesn't eat fried food. Okay.
I don't eat KFC.
I'm just gonna ask this.
But I used to, of course, before I was educated enough to not put it into my body because I know exactly what it's made of. And sorry.
Okay, we know it's really scary oils and whatnot, but
yeah. I mean, if you do it by yourself and you use the
an air fryer.
Yeah, the air fryer.
You need, as a guy who cooks, you need that grease. You need a little bit. Okay, I've seen the look on your face right now. That is the look of complete. What is he saying? No. I'm a dietitian.
Personally, I don't do it.
So when is the last time you eat Trinidadian KFC ever?
Years ago.
How long is years ago?
Years and years and years. I can't even tell you. I don't even think Form 6, maybe.
Even with a blind taste test, would you be able to tell what is an air fried chicken or a KFC fried chicken?
I don't even think I would do that because of
you can't even get to do a blind taste test. Oh God, this has been a treat. This has been fun, I must say. Okay, thank you, Didi, for coming on this evening and enlightening us a little bit. We will be doing some work eventually on different wavelengths in terms of Didi's Corner is what I'll call it on my channel, right?
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, so we'll always have a little segment in between the little episodes to more or less build things in terms of we may give you a spotlight in terms of a certain topic from Reader Mail, because we have a segment called Reader Mail.
Okay.
Speaking, you can answer that for us, in your own way, and we can more or less get the word out there. So again, tell us where we can find you.
On social media, any social media, and I'm working on my website right now, so you could look for me at Didi the TriniRD.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, and also my website. But again, contact number is 1-868-480-5380.
And to all the budding telemarketers out there, please don't call the person at the middle of the night. Some of you all like to do that. So,
business purposes. If you're interested in Didi situation consultancy, then yes.
So you can get a 2 o'clock call. Hi, I'm from China and I'd like to give you this new type of, whatever, whatever, whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
usually the WhatsApp for this,
Hmm.
so you know.
Yeah, that one was going a few years ago. For all of us at Livewire Media, on behalf of Ted Hardy, Ralph Dinarine, Mr. Julius Love, wherever he is in the world, and myself, Ray Ronald Clark, and the gang, the whole team, we'd all like to bid you a farewell, a good night, and thank you for joining us on the show. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, stay safe, and always remember to get a mask up.
Thanks for having me.
Okay,
Bye.
no problem. Bye.
Remember, eat healthy, stay healthy, be happy.
And stay safe.